What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Train, as usual. Hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as y'all can see, we got my boys on the screen again, Hakima and Tap. Boys, how y'all doing, man? How's everybody going?
Oh, we good, man. Thanks for having us again.
I appreciate
Always a pleasure to be on Get a Bucket.
I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. Appreciate that. Tap, you still rolling with your show too?
No, we haven't made a show in. I think like the pandemic killed us. Just knocked us out, took us out.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I was about to say get your boys a plug too there. But you know, I'm glad you on the show. Then bring your expertise to this here show because I
Yeah,
mean
glad
they
to
might have
be
been
here.
bringing you down a little bit. They might have been bringing you down. You come on the show a little bit, show some love, and get a bucket crew. We try to do some big things out here. But
Yes,
listen,
sir.
ladies and gentlemen, we do like to gab and talk and whatnot. But today we're gonna get right on into it because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So, with that being said, fellas, y'all know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna ask one of y'all a question. If y'all got anything else that you want to add to what they say, all right, we are back. So, look, we got to talk about the last division, and it's not because they the ass division, okay? But it just somehow, some way, they might be the worst division out of all of these. Maybe I lied too, though, because they got a lot of teams now. Let's talk about them, shall we? We got the Grizzlies for starters. Who did I start off with last time? Was it Kim? I think it was Akima, right? Okay, yeah. So Tap, we got the Grizzlies. Um, my fault. Southwest Division, we got the Grizzlies. There we go. Gotta get those bands right. Um, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr. You talked about John Morant missing, or Akima said, John Morant's gonna be missing 25 games earlier. So what are we expecting now from Desmond Bain and Jaren Jackson Jr.? Are we gonna expect them to be the leaders of this team now? Because John's been in his whole little situation. So is that what we can expect from Desmond Bain? Or should we just expect them to hoop?
Like, I really think they may already be the leaders of this team. Like,
Like,
look at how they played
just
last
let's be clear. Are you talking about before this past season started, or like now they're already?
now, right now. Yeah,
Okay.
like
So, are you comfortable in both of them being leaders? Because I think Desmond Bain, he might show a little bit more professionalism. He might seem more mature than Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, to be fair, I don't know either of these brothers at all, so I'm just speculating off the observation. But that might be the perception. So again, perception is reality. What's your take on that? Are you comfortable with Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bain, or you got trepidation over one?
no, I'm comfortable with both of them, and I feel like they have good vets too. Like Adams and Smart. I don't know if you can get two harder people than that. Just
Yeah,
in your locker room and on your
and they
bench.
got D Rose too. Shout out to D Rose. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So Hakima, with the acquisition and of the vets, whatnot, do you agree with Tep on this point about the Grizzlies, or do you differ?
Yeah, I do. Sorry. So I think that the start of the season is going to be really good for Jaron Jackson and Bain without Morant.
Okay.
Um, Jaron Jackson coming off an All Star year, so it'll be a good chance for him to try to build on that. And because I think like the Grizzlies, I think they kind of at their ceiling already. I mean, Ja's good, but I mean their offense is just kind of built around him, kind of doing the Steve Nash thing, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he's really as good at that. Like he's gonna put some highlights out there for you,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he's really playing like winning basketball. So I think if they need to add more to their team other than just like depend on Ja to get somebody a shot. Like they need to have offense they run for Bain or run for Jaren Jackson. So I think that this will really help them develop that.
Okay, okay. See, I would say this. I like Desmond Bain. I think he can get a little more of a green light, but I thought he was getting a solid. Like I didn't see the Steve Nash comp as much. Don't get me wrong. Like he's still the point guard. He's still making things happen on the court. But like I think this season in particular, they were starting to let Desmond Bain open up a little bit more, get into his bag. Jaron Jackson Jr. I think I didn't watch all the Memphis games, especially as much as like I did some other teams. But from what I did see, his foul trouble kept him off a little bit, but he didn't do as bad this year too on foul troubles. Wasn't as aggressive as I wanted him to be. Maybe towards the latter part of the season he was, but like I think now it's Desmond Bain and Jaron Jackson Jr. Like you said. without John Moran, we get to see what you look like, which we have seen before because they had a nice little 25 game stint where they did pretty well. What was it,
And
a couple
more
years
than
ago?
without Ja, he's missing Tyus and he's missing Brooks. Like that's a lot of their guard play last
But
year.
you get Marcus Smart and D Rose. So I mean, you
Yeah,
replace that to like the Dylan Brooks one is interesting because Marcus Smart's like 6'3", Dylan Brooks
I
was
think
like
Smart's an
6'7".
upgrade over Dylan Brooks, just
I
without the
don't know.
nonsense.
I don't know. I mean, 6'7" versus 6'3". I'm talking
Six
about
four, 6'5". Dylan
is
Brooks
he?
wasn't 6'7".
Let me no, I'm talking about Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks was 6'7".
Like 6'5", man.
They had him
That's
listed
not
as
that
six.
big.
They had him listed as 6'7". That's all I'm saying.
I
So if
do
that's
feel like they're gonna miss some athleticism on the wing. Like
yeah.
that's
Now I
gonna
think
hurt them.
yeah, but I do think though for one season they can put up with it because they could wait for that brother Miles Bridges to come available. If the Hornets don't want him, he might fit with the Grizzlies. That might be a solid little team for him. But we got to see how that one shakes. So I didn't want to get too far off of the Desmond Bain.
Trying to have the commissioner just ban a team outright.
You said what? No,
Trying to
no,
have the NBA
that's
commissioner
too
just
much.
ban a
No, I
team outright.
think they'd have like Marcus Smart, D Rose, Steven Adams. I think they keep them boys in check. I think they can keep them boys in check. I think they'd be good. Plus, Miles is trying to play for his contract. He ain't gonna do nothing. Hopefully, he's not gonna do nothing stupid for a while. Hopefully, ever again. But you got to see. Um, but speaking of something stupid though, the Rockets they gave Fred VanVleet 3 years, $140 million essentially. Now, maybe the finances ain't right, but do y'all think he's the right mentor to mentor one of those Thompson twins? Because when you look at the Thompson twin, he's 6'7", athletic. Fred VanVleet don't look like he attacked the basket too much. He's more of a 3-point shooter. And unless he having a kid, he might not be that elite. Like we got to see what it looks like. But what do y'all think about that, Hakima? What's your stance on the on Fred VanVleet being a mentor towards Thompson? Do you feel like he's overrated and it wasn't really worth it, or is it at least a decent decision?
I think it's a decent decision because, one, who else are you going to get to come there and take that money? Like, like there aren't many stars want to do that. Like he's a champion. I call him a star loosely. He's an all star, I guess. But I mean, he's a champion, and one thing they need is like, a solid pro who can instill some, positive work ethic in those young players.
Mm,
Like, you also got. I was thinking more about like mentoring Jalen Green,
Yeah.
um,
mm,
than the Thompson twins. I mean, I
okay.
don't know. Porter Jr. can be mentored.
I think he's gonna be on the outside, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's true. Yeah, yeah. But
but
I
that's
think
different though. For the Jalen Green point, I do like that as well because shooter, and again,
yeah.
Thompson he likes to drive downhill. I was just saying Thompson because of the point guard position. That was the main reason why. But now that's a good point to bring up for
But
Jalen.
they're talking about. I didn't know Thompson was a point guard. Like,
Yeah, yeah, he's a
oh,
point guard, and the
okay.
brother looks nice. Like that's what's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, he looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks smooth. Tap, what you thinking about FVH or Fred Van Fleet? I'm sorry, FVF.
I think it raises the floor on your team.
Okay.
Like you're no longer the worst team out west, like by default.
Well, to be
Like,
fair, they were also in the same division as the Spurs, so I mean, we got that as well. There was a nice floor for you. All right, yeah, it's cool. But all right, I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay. Um, now I guess since I did just mention them, I might go a little bit out of order right now. Uh, the Spurs, right? I ain't gonna talk about Wimby, ladies and gentlemen. 'Cause I feel like everybody talking about Wimby all the time. I got there's other players on the team, like Akima said. There's 11 to 14 other players on the team. So Jeremy Sokan, what's his offensive potential to you? Because when I look at the man, I feel like he got sometimes a little Dennis Rodman in him from a craziness perspective. Like he nice, he energetic, lanky, 6'9". Um, But then I also think like, dang, I actually don't know. Like, what could he actually turn out to? What's your expectations of Jeremy Sokan out of the Spurs?
I don't have. I'm not too high on him.
What?
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. I think he's a
Hey,
little
not too high
undersized for what
on
he
him.
does.
When you say not too high on him, what do you mean by that? Like what like you think he's just gonna be a starter, that's it, never an all-star? Like
I think he tops out as like a third big. Like he's the power forward center combo behind your starters.
that's tough. Okay, okay. I mean, just to throw some stats out there. Also, all those stats don't always matter. But he averaged for last season's rookie year 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists on 45, 25, 70 splits, and gave you point 0.8 steals, point 0.4 blocks. So I mean,
Mhm. So
it seems like they're trying to see if he can develop into that playmaking forward a little bit.
like he's one
Um,
of those guys. He has a really high motor. Like
yeah,
but I think that's where it tops out. Like he's a
I, that's tough. I could see him being a
little
little bit better
small.
than Larry Nance.
Yeah,
But
that's
but
a
but when I
good
say a
third
little bit
big.
better, I mean like he can also play make a little bit better than Larry too. Because Larry can play make a little bit. People
Yeah,
sleep on Larry.
I
But
feel like if he turns out to be Larry Nance, that would be great.
that'd be
Like,
great. That's
He
a
got
good.
a little more guard skills than Larry Nance, right? He has
Yeah,
a
I think
little.
he has more guard skills than Larry. That's why I was like, I don't like. Sometimes I almost wanted to say someone like Andre Iguodala, but I'm like that's too far.
mm-mm,
Um,
can't
I
score.
because he has good enough guard skills to make some noise, but it also seemed like too we all don't know right now. I was more so asking y'all because I needed some help. That was my question for real. So, but do y'all have a comp that y'all would say outside of Larry Nance, or no? Is that the best for you guys?
Um, maybe Boris Dio, maybe.
Mm,
I mean, he
okay,
doesn't seem sad. I'm sorry, I'm looking at his highlights right now. I mean,
he
yeah, I
got
think,
that.
yeah, I would honestly say like with a guy under pop system, like and he's a super athlete like this, I think this guy is kind of the limit. I mean,
Mm.
so
Matter
we'll
of
see.
fact, nah, that might be a little bit much. I was gonna say someone like a Steven Jackson, maybe a Matt Barnes, because he got that edginess. I think at least he shows that. But we got C2, like you said, Akeem. The sky's the limit. Sky is definitely the limit.
Just
But
look at like Trey Jones, Calvin Johnson, all
yeah,
those guys are playing way better than I thought they would play.
well, I mean, Trey, he come from good stock.
He
From
comes from a good school.
yeah, he come
His
from good stock.
brother's good. He was all right though. But
What?
he wasn't good. He, I
That
didn't
brother
even
was
know he was as good as
trapping
his
from
brother.
94 feet, and is a hell of a point guard.
You think he's better than his brother?
Mm.
Defense.
Offensively, no. Defensively, yes.
All right.
But
Sure.
what happened?
Sorry. Surprise guest.
I
Yeah,
said, come on, let it come on, let it come on. But no, we only got two more teams, only two more teams, ladies and gentlemen, and we close up shop. Um, I don't know who y'all want to end it off with, the Pelicans or the Mavs, or do y'all care?
Either one, they're
yeah.
both
Let's see
fun to
Pelicans
watch.
first.
Pelicans first. All right,
Yeah.
bet. So tell we gonna start you off with the Pelicans there. Um, is it like how much time CJ got left, dog? Like forget Zion right now,
Right. In the league,
trippers and whatnot. Like just focus on CJ, CJ McCollum.
CJ got another 2, 3 years of being good, like just good. And then he'll probably stick around for another 6 years, really. It's
Okay.
what, 29,
No, what?
31?
I'm gonna say that man. Hold on, let me make sure. But that man should be a little bit older than that. Yeah, he is definitely not younger than me. Yeah, we about the same age, 31, 30, turning 32.
Yeah. I think he'll stick around for a bit.
Okay,
Just
okay.
as a solid chucker, just yeah. Like he's still productive right now. He's
Yeah,
still that guy on the team.
okay, okay,
He's got a few 6-man years ahead of him, you know.
Yeah.
okay. What would
Next
y'all say Akima, what would you say his trade value is then? And again, for CJ McCollum right now, last year he gave 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists on 44, 39, 77 splits.
How much is he making?
Like 30 something, I think.
I say his trade value is like a couple picks, protected.
33 mil.
I feel like
Couple picks.
Yeah, a
feel like
couple
it's
picks.
tough for them to trade him without getting someone like nearly as good as him back.
Mm.
Yeah, if
Because
like some of the younger guys develop, maybe you get rid of them. But
You
yeah,
gotta make that math work though too. That can get a little tricky.
that won't be too hard. This new CBA, over the next 3 years, 30 million is going to look like a bargain.
Yeah, but I mean, who? I guess. I
Yeah,
guess. So would you guys try to flip CJ now?
no.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
because you'd have a really good team if Zion started playing.
Facts. Facts. They were. Hey, look, man. I said last season, them brothers about to be a dark horse in the West, really the NBA. And if you're not careful, we could be crowning the Pelicans as the NBA champs. So, and I'm gonna be really pissed because they won a championship before my Lakers did. I don't count that bubble BS. I really don't. Let's move on.
That's what?
No, let's move
That's
on. Let's move on.
disrespectful.
Let's move on because I'm not trying to keep
Yes.
Kima on for another 2 hours. I'm trying to tell you that's how it's gonna get crazy. So we're gonna slide on to the Mavericks. Akima, you're a point guard. You like to score a little bit. You're also a little stockier too, though. So like Luca and Kyrie might be a combo of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's their potential duo?
I like that, man. It sounds good. I
So what do you
like
think?
Kyrie and Luka combined, huh? Yeah.
I
They
like
come with some flaws, though. They come with some flaws. So I mean, take how you want it. But now, like, what do you think? What do you think the potential duo of this? The potential of this duo is. Like, can we win a championship in like, let's say, 3 seasons?
So I think the problem with Dallas is, man, they kind of gutted their team to get Kyrie. Like they gave up. Who did they give up, man?
Let me see. Let me pull up that.
Dwight Feeney.
They gave up Finney Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, Finney Smith was big for them because
And
Luka's not
Spencer
playing.
Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Denver.
Spencer and them. I won't really press over the Spencer one. Then
Nah,
Yeah, me neither. So I'm
they
more
did
thinking
like
about
4
Dorian.
deals where they like gutted their team and then they lost Brunson for nothing.
I
I
mean,
think Finney Smith was the biggest thing that hurt them. Like he was a. Cause do they still have Hardaway Jr.?
yeah, they got Timmy
Yeah.
still. They got
Yeah,
Timmy, which honestly, I wish they did switch that around
yeah.
because I think Dorian brings you good defense and he got to stretch the floor out too. But I mean,
But yeah, but then Kyrie and Luka, they didn't really play great together like at the end of the game. So if they get some time to like get that together,
mhm,
I think they'll be a good team. I mean, you're gonna win some games with them out there.
facts. That would be really offensively potent team. Plus they get an off season to work on stuff, and people
Yeah.
don't remember that. Like you said, they played like 20 something games, bro. So I mean, I think it's gonna be a lot better than last season. Although not making the play in, it does hurt. But I have seen time where a team is not made to play in, and then they go back to the playoff the year afterwards. So I don't want to put you. I don't want to go too. I don't want to be too down on them right now. Tap, what's your thoughts though of this Mavs team? Are you in agreement with Akima or?
I don't know. We've done all 15 teams in the West, and I feel like they're lucky if they make the play in. Like, I feel like it's easy to rattle off 10 teams better than them right now.
Okay, so if you guys are Luka Doncic, real quick, and y'all missed the play in yet again, are you demanding a trade?
And this NBA, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dame is the you see what's happening to Dame, so no, there's no hope. There's nothing's gonna turn
No.
around.
There's no hope. Okay, that's crazy. But I'm gonna be honest. I would say no, just from a standpoint. No, this year's draft is not the best. Actually, maybe if it was next year, I'd be alright. Because next year's draft might have, or 2 drafts from now, it might be alright. So I might have been okay with that. But yeah, next year's might be a little trash. So I might, yeah, that could be a little tough. But hopefully they make the playoffs. But fellas, I greatly appreciate y'all. We did cover the entire West, and we did it in an hour and some change. So I appreciate that. But before we go, do y'all have anything you want to say before we close up shop?
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for inviting me to the Get a Bucket podcast again.
I appreciate you coming on, my boy Tep. You want anything? You got anything you want to say before we close?
Nah, man, just thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure.
Nah, I appreciate y'all boys coming on and taking time out of y'all busy day. As you can see, they both got stuff going on in the background. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all boys get back to it. But
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. Hope you all having a good one. Take care.
did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I gotta go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, too.